This is it. Week 18, and then it's on to the postseason. Every game this week is either on Saturday or Sunday. And those two games on Saturday are big ones. Panthers, Bucks, going to help us figure out the division winner in the NFC South. Seahawks, 49ers going to decide the one seed. Rough weeks for you guys. I think it's because I wasn't here.
Could be. I would say we had a pretty good.
I wasn't here to guide you in the right direction because I was back home in Iowa.
How was Iowa?
I still haven't gotten rid of my cold. It's been 10 days.
Did you bring us any loose meat sandwiches home?
No, but I had some.
You did.
And some taco pizza. I'm Chris Hassel with Kyle Long, with Pete Prisco. This is the last week of the regular season, but it's not the last week of picks. We'll continue that into the playoffs.
He needs that. He needs to try and gain some
He
ground.
wants each playoff game to be worth 2 points,
No.
and then do once a week do a lock for 3 points.
Three-pointer.
Would you sign up for that, Pete?
No. You know, I had a bad week, and I knew it was a bad week, but I come in and I saw your week, and I went, mine wasn't so bad.
Long week.
Well,
another one coming up.
Yeah,
this week is condensed. No Thursday games, no Monday games because it's the last week. But we do have 2 Saturday games, and we'll start with the Panthers and Bucks. And it looked like this was going to be for the NFC South. But there's a caveat here. The Bucks could win this game and still not win the division. And that has to do with the Falcons-Saints game the next day, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. For this game, it's in Tampa, and the Bucks are favored by 3. But when's the last time we've seen them win a game? I mean, it's been a long time.
They have not looked right. Baker Mayfield has not looked right. I don't think he's been healthy since the 49ers game, not the Rams game, way back then. And they just have so many injuries. When the offensive line is out, the receivers are out, the receivers come back, the line goes out. They didn't have Wirfs last week. And so I think it's all added up. But I think they're going to find a way. I think there's too many guys on this team that have been through the wars. And in this situation, I think Baker Mayfield will play well. I'm going to take the Bucs in this spot.
I feel like the Carolina Panthers were right there with that Seattle Seahawks team. I went to the bathroom of the studio. I come back out. They're down 2 possessions.
Yeah, it just fell apart for them late.
But what it tells me is Carolina can pretty much play with anybody. You go on the road with an opportunity against this Bucs team. Go punch them in the mouth. Go play some tough defense up front. Go run the football effectively. I want to see Bryce Young make some big-time plays. I got the Panthers in this one, getting 3 points against the Bucs.
Do you think he'll throw for more than 54 yards this week?
Doesn't have to.
Oh, I bet he does.
Doesn't have to.
I bet he has to.
Bucks haven't won since Thanksgiving weekend, and that's their only win since before Halloween. That's how crazy it's been.
It's amazing.
The winner of this game has a potential to win the division. Panthers win, and they do. They do win the division. They're in. Bucks need some help. Which team has a better chance of winning a playoff game, Pete?
Tampa. In
You're
large
still
part,
sticking with
because in large part because those guys have been through it before. I think this is all new. It would be an all new experience for Carolina, and so I think Tampa would have the better chance to win a playoff game. And to be quite frank about it, the way they're both constructed right now, I don't think either one of them is going to win a playoff game.
Well, I think about that Buccaneers team and the things they're able to do defensively with the pressures. And I don't care who you are, when you're facing a team that pressures the quarterback, you have to be on your P's and Q's. So I would say from that standpoint, I'd much rather play against the Carolina Panthers than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs.
Everybody's jockeying for the 5 position in the NFC, so they go play the 4.
Right.
I mean,
right.
basically, that's what, if you look at it from that standpoint. If you're a team and you're going to be the 6, you're going to go play the Eagles, you're going to go play Carolina or Tampa. You'd rather go play Carolina or
Carolina's got dudes up front that would concern me in terms of matchup, but when you're playing against Tampa Bay, you don't know who's going to hit you from where and when. I mean, they just kind of let it fly defensively.
The last team to make the playoffs with a losing record, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3 seasons ago in 2022. Again, Bucks need to win this game, but then they need the Saints to beat the Falcons on Sunday. We'll pick that game in just a little bit. That's the early game on Saturday. The late game is for the 1 seed, and the loser could end up playing one of these teams in the first round. It's Seahawks at Niners. Winner gets the 1 seed, get to stay home all the way to the Super Bowl, and for the 49ers, you win this, and you don't have to leave again, win or lose.
It's an incredible job by Kyle Shanahan. I mean, their stars haven't been around, and here they are with a chance to be the 1 seed. It really is amazing, and he should be the coach of the year if that happens. If they win this game, he should be the coach of the year. I love the way Brock Purdy's playing, And in a kind of big game, in the big moment, if you're going to give me the 49ers and Brock Purdy at home with Kyle Shanahan against Sam Darnold on the road, and we saw what happened to him last year late in the season in the big games. And he, by the way, he didn't play great against the Rams. He had a good drive late in the game. We'll give him credit for that, but he wasn't good in that game. He didn't do much last week. I think this is a tough spot for him. I'm going to take the 49ers. I am concerned about the 49ers defense, though.
Seahawks have a better team. The 49ers have issues defensively. The Seahawks don't have issues defensively anywhere near what the Niners
Do they have any on
dealing
offense?
with. There's a lot. One of the issues is that right guard spot. I've been watching the offensive line for the Seahawks, and when you're on the ground as often as they are in Seattle, that's an issue. But I'll tell you what, this is a football team, and they play well defensively. They play well offensively, all things considered. It's going to come down to that. But, I mean, you're right about Kyle Shanahan. I am going to pick the Seahawks in this game. They understand what's at stake. They understand that they need to have momentum going into the playoffs because this is one of those groups, the Seahawks, we are unsure of who they are, really, when it comes to crunch time.
Well, I mean, they want to run the ball. They run the ball more than any team in the league, but they haven't run it that well. They did last week. Can they do that against the 49ers? That'll be something to keep an eye on as well.
Is anybody playing the quarterback position better than Brock Purdy right now? Back-to-back games with 5 total touchdowns.
Drake May, Trevor Lawrence.
Would you take Drake May and Trevor Lawrence ahead of Brock Purdy right now?
Not the last 2 weeks.
Caleb Williams.
Not the last 2 weeks. Caleb Williams is playing great football. There's a lot of good quarterbacking being played right now, and that's why I give the edge to the 49ers.
Mark it down. What's the date today? The 30th? The 29th?
Yeah, it's Tuesday here.
I said Caleb Williams has been playing great, and he didn't laugh at me.
No, he is playing great.
It's almost a brand new year.
Well, I mean, if somebody's playing great, I'll say they're playing
great.
great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Kyle has picked the Bears to win the Super Bowl, and I heard him say up in the newsroom that Caleb Williams is going to win MVP next season.
Next year.
So he's got the Bears pom-poms back. He's back
He does.
after starting the year with the Packers.
Until the Packers beat him in the first round of the playoffs.
Did you watch the game the other night?
The Packers bandwagon.
Did you watch the game the other night?
They couldn't rush the passer worth a damn.
That
could
offense.
they? The offense is great.
You can draft rushers. Caleb Williams don't grow on trees.
No.
All right, so you guys are on opposite sides of both of those Saturday games.
Of course.
Like that, because you need to make up some ground against Pete Prisco.
That's what he did. He looked at my picks. He's going the other way.
No. I can't even read, Pete.
We got a bunch of games on CBS on Sunday, and way down there at the bottom.
Keep going, zoom in, keep going.
That. In the Chiefs-Raiders game, Kyle Long is going to be in the booth.
Heck yeah.
This is the first NFL game you're going to call?
Yeah.
I can't wait to have the sound on in the green room to critique you.
And
this
He's
guy.
good. By the way, he will be great. I've heard him do. I heard him do the college game. It was fantastic, and he will be great.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate the support.
And the Raiders can wrap up the number one pick with a loss in that game. Jacksonville Jaguars likely need a win to win the division. They still have a chance at the number one seed in the AFC as well. We will pick that one against the Titans in all the 1 p.m. games next. Back here on Spotlight, and these are the 1 o'clock Eastern Time games on Sunday. 3 of them on CBS, including the Texans, Colts. We also have Packers, Vikings, and Browns, Bengals. We'll start with that Colts-Texans game because this is a game that will decide some things in the AFC playoff race. The Texans need a win, and a Jags loss to the Titans, which is obviously very unlikely, but it's unlikely the Texans lose this game. Looks like they might run their winning streak to 9 here.
And that defense is really good. I mean, all you have to do is watch last week against the Chargers and see how good they are. They can get after the quarterback. They cover on the back end. They do so many things. And the Colts are going to trot out Riley Leonard against them. And I mean, here you go, kid. Go play that defense. Good luck with that. So I think that's going to be a problem for the Colts. I am a little worried about the Texans' offense. After a couple big plays last week against the Chargers, it kind of throttled down and they didn't play very well. So look, they're going to win this game. They're going to cover the number. But moving forward, they have to be better on the offensive line. I mean, on the offensive line and in throwing the football, both.
Texans get to host Riley Leonard, okay? I just think about those long nights I spent in hotel rooms on the road trying to get guys blocked that I knew it was going to be a 4-quarter fist fight. And that's what Riley Leonard and this Colts team have dealt with. And I remember a few weeks ago, prior to the Phillip Rivers signing, they were interviewing Riley Leonard in the locker room, and he's like, I'll be ready for well, now's your opportunity, buddy. So go answer the bell. That being said, I've got the Houston Texans handling business at home.
I mean, it is the right thing to do to play him, by the way. You got to find out.
Because Phillip ain't coming back.
Right, so go find out what this kid can do.
And, I mean, he's appeared in 4 games. He did get a lot of play against Jacksonville a few weeks ago.
This is his game plan.
That was the game when Jones went down.
Yeah, what did you see from him in that game?
He was actually okay. I mean, he did some good things. He moved around. He's mobile. I mean, he ran a ton at Notre Dame.
Yeah, he can evade the pressure, and that's one thing he can do.
Yeah, it's hard to evade that pressure, though. That pressure gets after you.
It's going to be tough for him. So the Texans going for their 9th straight win. If they can win that, that would put pressure on the Jacksonville Jaguars to win their game against the Titans. Because if they were to somehow slip up here, then that allows the Texans to win this division. But the Jags, they're rolling. They're going for their 8th straight win, and they're double-digit favorites at home.
And by the way, the last loss was the 19-point blown lead to the Texans and Davis Mills. Otherwise, they'd be on the longer winning streak. This should be an easy game for the Jaguars. But history tells you otherwise, normally. But this Titans defense is so bad. You saw what Tyler Shuck did to them last week. They don't cover on the back end at all. They're terrible back there. The one matchup that could be a major problem is Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons is just killing dudes this year, and Jacksonville has a backup right guard. Walker Little didn't play very well. That could be a problem for him. And history says, I mean, this is a team that went into Jacksonville in 1999 and won the championship, went to the Super Bowl because they beat them on their field. They have a lot of problems with this team, but this isn't a good Titans team. I think Jacksonville takes care of business, covers the number.
I'm excited to see how this Titans team finishes against a really actually formidable opponent that's going to have a future in the postseason. And for the Jaguars, this game kind of reminds me of like when I've got something big in my schedule and I'm leaving the house and I'm getting all, I got my jacket, my shoes, my belt. You leave the house, you always I forgot to put deodorant on. Like this is a don't forget to put deodorant on game. It's a simple task. Go out there and beat the Tennessee Titans. I didn't forget it today, buddy. You got to just go handle business, and regardless of who's out there playing for the Jags in the second half and who Liam Cohen decides he trusts, and just go ball out. It's an opportunity. And yeah, man, give me the Jags. 11.5 is a lot of points, but as we've said a number of times, that's a very real football team.
You get a home playoff game if you win. You know, think about that. You won 4 games last year, and you get a home playoff game if you win.
Just put your deodorant on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Take care of business.
Glad my nose is stuffed up today. I can't smell you. Pete, did I hear you say that you think Jacksonville is like the most complete team going into the postseason?
What I'm saying is I think all these teams have, a lot of the teams have
they're bleeding
great
somewhere.
Units and some units that aren't so good. Take a look, like the Philadelphia Eagles. Dominant defense, not so good on offense. 49ers, great offense, not so good on defense. Jacksonville's not great in any area, I don't think, but they're not bad in any either. And that's why I think that's when you say this might be a year where a surprise team makes a run because of the way this thing is so wide open, and teams have a lot of flaws.
The Jags force you to cover the run. They force you to defend the pass against a number of pass catchers. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence and his mobility provides another anxiety for the defenses. And then if you're an offense playing this Jags team, they can beat you a number of different ways. So
they're good against the run. They're number 1 run defense.
You got to be really good in all phases against the Jags to win.
They're not pretty. They're just effective.
No major flaws.
Yep.
Speaking of flaws,
kind of like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a big nose. That's one of the things that NFC South, flaws everywhere.
Yep.
The hottest team in the division is the one that's going to finish last, and one that might try to save the season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That would be the Saints, who are on a 4-game winning streak. They're at the Falcons. Now, this game will mean nothing if the Panthers beat the Bucs on Saturday. It'll mean everything if the Bucs win. Because if the Bucs win, then they need the Saints to beat the Falcons.
Well, it doesn't mean anything to the teams playing in it. So no matter what, it's not going to mean anything to them. It's going to mean a lot. It could mean a lot to the Bucs. And how do the Saints, do they care about that? Do you like the Bucs? Do you hate the Panthers? Who do you not like? The bottom line is Tyler Shuck's playing really good football, and the Saints have found their quarterback. I believe that. I think at least for another year. We'll find, he deserves to be the starter next year.
He might win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
He will win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think. And Kellen Moore's done a great job with this team, piecing it together on the defensive side. A lot of old guys, some young guys. They've had cap issues. They've had a ton of it. He won last week with 3 backup offensive linemen in the middle of that line. And so I think that tells you where they are. I think they go in there and win this game. Falcons are going to come off their high, and they're going to go to a low because that's just what happens in this league, and I'm going to take New Orleans.
You got any good stories about players that maybe had something riding on another game, and they'd make they'd have some treats delivered to the hotel? Or
No, I never. No.
I always heard about stories.
You know why? They always say one game at a time, one play at a time.
Yeah.
We're not paying attention.
But
to
if
the
I'm
scoreboard.
Baker Mayfield,
Were you ever watching the scoreboard?
if I'm Baker Mayfield and I'm watching that set,
Yeah, because your game's not being played at the same time.
Friday night, I'm sending ice cream and beer and everything I can to that hotel. And
To who?
Whoever I need to lose. I'm going to make sure they have a really good night.
Oh,
So you send it to the Falcons.
Okay.
That being said, I'm going to be taking our guy Tyler Shuck and the Saints. I've been super impressed with this dude, and he's flown just under that Saints team. They've been just under the radar enough for him to sprout out of the ground and really flourish for Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is obviously a good coach. What do we talk about? What does a victory look like for the Saints team? Establishing a culture, finding out what the future looks like, and they've got a little bit of that right there with Tyler Shuck.
And go pull the alarm at the hotel the night before.
All that.
All
Yeah.
Send some bad sushi over there like
Yeah.
they
Yep.
did to Michael Jordan in Utah back
Do you
then.
need more towels?
Let's go to a game on CBS in the NFC North. Packers and Vikings. Packers are at Minnesota here. They're in the playoffs, but they are locked into the 7 seed no matter what. So the Vikings are favored here by 5.5.
So how do you play it? That's
Right.
the question we don't know when we pick this game.
How would you play it if you're the Packers?
Well, you're going to go into the playoffs on a losing streak.
Yeah.
Do you want to go in on a losing streak? That's the question. I mean, do you play your starters? Do you play guys? I don't know how they're going to play it. And they haven't said how they're going to play it yet. So I still think with this number being what it is, I think it's a little bloated considering that the Vikings, look, they've been great on defense. I love what Brian Flores has done with their defense. They've been outstanding. But I think it's a little bloated. I don't know if Green Bay will win the game because they don't need to win the game. But I'm curious to see how they play it. When will they pull the starters? Will they play the starters? We don't know yet.
What's up with Jordan Love?
Yeah, that's what I mean. What's up with Malik Willis? He got hurt in that game
Yep.
too. So we don't know how they're going to play it, but I would take the Packers anyway.
I'm going to be taking the Vikings because with the issues at the quarterback position, Brian Flores can smell blood. And when Brian Flores smells blood, he's sending the dogs out for you. And that's what I anticipate happening in this football game. Give me the Vikings. The points don't scare me.
Vikings fans might be the most frustrated of any fan base because they were sitting there like, okay,
I would imagine they are.
At least we're going to get like a good draft pick this season. Again, they go on this winning streak at the end of the year. This would be their 5th straight win. They would finish above 500 with the same number of wins as the Packers if they win this game.
And they sit back and say, well, why do we do that with the quarterback situation? I mean, they could, if they had Sam Darnold all year, would they be a playoff team?
Jeez. You would think they would, wouldn't they?
Justin Jefferson would be a Pro Bowler.
Right.
Amazing. All right, let's go to another 1 o'clock game. Cowboys at the Giants. The Giants probably missed their opportunity for the number 1 overall pick, but they could still get the number 2 overall pick as long as they don't win this game.
Well, they should have won last week.
Yeah.
Don't tell that to Jackson Dart.
Well, that was a problem because you had the number 1 overall pick. You could trade that pick and get 2 first-round picks and a bunch of
I
other
don't think
stuff.
Jackson Dart understands.
I don't think he cares.
He thinks it's
The
him
players
versus
don't
Fernando
care.
Mendoza.
The
He
players
doesn't
don't
think
care.
it's him and then potentially a brand new receiver,
The
brand new
players
tight
don't
end.
care. The players don't care. I get it. But the team itself, they,
Oh, I would care.
Yeah.
If I was there, I'd be
Yeah.
like, you mean we get 4 guys for the price of 1 if we
Yeah.
get the?
Yeah.
But Jackson Dart, he just wants to
Well,
win.
he wants to win, and he played well last week. Look, this is a game for Dallas. They went out on the road last week. Now they're back home. Then you go back out on the road again. Back-to-back road game. But do they? How focused are they? Don't you just think the Cowboys, they're not going to be as focused? This is a young Giants team. I think they're going to be more focused. I think that defensive line will get after the Cowboys a little bit. I'm going to take the Giants in this spot. I think they'll hang around.
That could be if the Giants win, that could be really costly because they're
They
tied.
don't
with,
have to win. They're getting 4.5 here.
But you're just picking them to cover.
Yeah.
Now, if they win, though, I mean, that could move them from the 2nd pick to maybe all the way down to the 5th pick because there's 4 teams tied right there, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the picks.
And they don't need a quarterback. And if, let's just say, Dante Moore doesn't come out. And so Mendoza comes out, the 1 pick has value. The 2 pick doesn't have nearly as much value if Dante Moore
Now,
doesn't
Danny
come out.
Cannell says they do need a quarterback.
Yeah, but he got in hot water for saying that the other day. I mean,
He said Jackson Dart.
He said he didn't
Yeah.
think Jackson Dart was the future.
you know, there is also
I
some.
think Jackson Dart's the future. I think the issue is Jackson Dart needs some self-preservation. I think he's
correct.
got to have
I
the right
agree.
voices in the locker room. I think if I'm an offensive lineman blocker for Jackson Dart, I say get your ass on the ground,
Yep.
okay?
Yep.
Or they will put you there time and time again until you can't get up. So really, that's what they're missing.
There's also an idea out there that maybe the Giants, if they had the 1st overall pick, would explore taking a quarterback. I don't buy it. I wouldn't do it.
All right, so that's Cowboys, Giants, 1 o'clock
his pick?
Eastern. What? You didn't make your pick yet?
I got the Cowboys.
There you go.
Okay,
make his
you got the Giants,
Yeah.
you got the Cowboys.
I
you
didn't
think the
make a
Cowboys
pick.
are
I got sidetracked.
It's a high
on
total
Jackson
for a
Dart.
Giants
The
game,
more I look at
52 and a
this,
half.
we're on opposite sides
You
of
are.
a lot of picks.
So you better slide your little butt down. I'm tired of seeing you get peeled off the ground by these trainers.
I think you've been watching my picks go in and you going opposite to try and catch me.
I don't know, man.
He doesn't want you to
This is how I feel. They said be you. I'm going to be me.
Hey, I've heard that before.
I'm going to do me. All right, one more game at 1 o'clock Eastern Time Sunday. It's Browns, it's Bengals. Man, two teams that are fighting to the end here.
This one's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but this is maybe offense that's operating at an incredible level right now in the Bengals and Joe Burrow against that great Cincinnati.
And Myles Garrett trying to get the sack record.
Yeah, is he going to get it? You think he's going to get it?
What did you think about Myles Garrett saying that if the Pittsburgh Steelers were more concerned with winning than maybe...
Yeah, they were more worried about him not getting the sack record.
Hello, that's what their offense looks like every week.
They go to the playoffs. They'd rather stop him from getting a sack record than go to the playoffs. It made no sense whatsoever. It was really misguided what he said. I think he was just jabbing him. I don't think he really meant that.
Yeah.
But the Bengals are on fire on offense. And this is going to be the last game of the season to remind us of what we would miss if they were in the playoffs. Because we'd all love to see them playing and throwing the football all over the place and putting up big numbers. I think Joe Burrow is really in a rhythm right now. They're playing really well on offense. I know Cleveland's been good on defense. They haven't been as good lately, and I think this is a spot. They were last week against Pittsburgh, but that was without DK Metcalf. I think this is a spot for the Bengals to put up another number, remind us why Joe Burrow and those receivers got paid.
Which camera is I got to do the. Who does this? Who does this? Damien?
Ligier.
Does Damien and Ligier do this?
Ligier calls for producer Jack. Put me on a single.
If you are getting ready to watch this football game, go ahead and get your Myles Garrett props in, because he will break the record in this football game, and he might break it by 2 or 3. With the way that the Cincinnati Bengals throw the football, the matchup at the offensive tackle position. I'm just saying, Myles Garrett's going to break the record.
If you were an offensive lineman tasked to try to block and prevent Myles Garrett from getting this record, how much would that be in your head during the game?
I don't want to be the guy. I mean, I can think of a number of times in my career where maybe the public didn't know what was at stake, but I may be playing Mike Daniels or Kenny Clark or Geno Atkins, and if they get another sack, it's $5 million. I wanted to be the guy that kept your $5 million out of your pocket.
You should have said, "I'll let you go. Give me 2.5."
No.
Give me 2.5.
I'd say, buddy, you're not going to get it here. You're not going to get it on me.
I'll give you 2.5 if you let me get it. Would you let him get it?
Yeah, sure.
Would you maybe even hold, like grab, if he gets by, like just
grab
his face mask down?
Nice tackle.
But look, you talk about not being.
I would never do that.
You don't know who let up Strahan's sack.
Brett Favre.
That's true. I don't remember who.
He just touched him down. Remember, he just gave it to him.
Slid down right in front of him. All right, those are the 1 o'clock games, Sunday, Week 18, as Pete and Kyle are on.
And my pick is the Bengals.
You're on the same side on 4 of these.
Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. When they are together, they do not lose.
This is a tradition unlike any other. The Bengals turning it on at the end of the year.
Teasing us.
Yeah.
We all want to see him in the playoffs, and we're not going to see it.
Yeah. Boy, I'd like to see them instead of the Ravens and Steelers at this point. All right. Got a bunch of games in the late window on Sunday, including the Broncos trying to clinch the 1 seed in the AFC. CBS Sports HQ Spotlight looking at the late afternoon games on Sunday to finish up the season. The Broncos win and get the 1 seed. Lose and open up the door for the Patriots, maybe even the Jags. These 4 games all on CBS.
Nice. There it is.
All right. Let's start with Chargers-Broncos, and the Chargers kind of pulled the rug out from underneath the Patriots, who were hoping that they would have a chance to get that 1 seed, because if the Broncos win this game, they get it. And they're going up against Trey Lance now. It's not Justin Herbert, and the line moved 5 points when that news came out, Pete.
Well, first off, last week, this game would have actually been for the division title if they hadn't chargered like they always do. I mean, first pass plays down the field, a team that doesn't give up big plays all of a sudden gives up big plays. The kicker, who doesn't miss all year, misses kicks. That's called chargering. And they did it themselves. And now their offensive line, which has been a disaster all year, was a disaster last week. Now they got to go play, which is why I think Herbert is not playing in this game, because you got to go play one of the best defenses in the league. And so you sit him out. And if you're the Patriots, you're not happy about it. But oh well, you should have done something about it. You should have had a better record. This is not any fault of the Chargers. You make decisions that it's best for your football team. This is going to be bad for the Chargers. The Broncos need the game. I think they play well here. I'll take the Broncos minus the points.
I think it's going to be closer than we think. And now I'm looking at my pick, and I did pick the Broncos to handle business, but I just watched this Chiefs backup.
Are you flip-flopping?
The backups for the Kansas City Chiefs went and took this Broncos team down to the wire, and it took Bo Nix going to make some plays to win the game. I am going to pick the Broncos, but I'm just saying that Chargers team, they don't have a die in their dictionary. You know what I'm saying? They may not be Justin Herbert, but I'll promise you their head guy will have them ready to rock.
Yeah, I mean, they're good on defense. They were really good on defense last week.
And they've had to be really good
other than
on
two
defense.
big plays. They were good on defense.
All right, so if somehow the Chargers win this game, then that opens the door for the Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll pick those games in just a little bit with the Patriots hosting the Miami Dolphins. Thank you. Let's go on to the Jets and the Bills. And the Bills, look, they obviously can't win the division, can't have a home game, but they could end up anywhere from 5 to 7 in the wild card race.
I'll be curious to see how they're going to play it this week. I mean, Josh Allen has a foot injury, and he's not all the way healthy, but nobody is at this time of the year. So if you're kind of not going to get a great seed, why not sit guys? But does it really matter if they sit guys? I mean, they're playing a team that hasn't been around for 4 weeks. The Jets have been blown out the last 4 weeks. They're terrible. They don't even compete. I mean, so I don't care who plays for Buffalo. Your buddy might be playing quarterback.
Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky might
Mitchell.
be
Your old QB.
I love Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah,
Dude's a
so he
dog.
might be playing quarterback. So
And
if he
I'll be
plays
rooting like
quarterback,
hell
if he
for
plays
him.
quarterback, does it matter? No, they'll still beat the Jets and cover the number.
Yeah, I think if Mitchell's out there playing, I think some of the game plan still remains the same. His ability to get outside, split the field in half, they can still be dangerous. 7.5 doesn't scare me. Give me the Buffalo Bills, even if it's Mitch that runs out of the tunnel for those guys on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, Buffalo end up with the 5 seed, and they would play the 4 seed in the AFC on the road in the first round of the playoffs. Let's go over to the NFC, and the Eagles, kind of in that same position there. Not in the wild card, but playing for maybe a 2 seed if the Bears were to falter, if they win this game against Washington.
And you want the 2 seed because if you're the 3 seed, there's a real good chance you're going to play the Rams.
Yeah.
And when you talk about 5 weeks ago, if we would have said Rams at Eagles, you would have thought maybe that's going to be for the championship game, right? Or the other way around, Eagles at Rams. And as is right now, it might end up being a first round game. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, if you're the Eagles, you play because you want to try and get the 2 seed. And if you get the 2 seed, then you play 7. I think that matters. So you'd be playing the Packers rather than be playing the Rams. And I think you prefer to play the Packers. So I think the Eagles play here, and I think they play well. Look, they blew out this team a couple weeks ago. I think they'll blow them out again. I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, it's all about feeling good and having confidence. First thing I'm doing if I'm the Eagles coaching staff is I'm throwing on that Washington tape and I'm saying, just take a look at it, guys. We know what to do. It doesn't have to be very complicated. Go handle business. Give me the Eagles in this one. They got to hit their stride. I'm keeping my eye on number 65, Lane Johnson. He hasn't been out there. He's got that foot, but something tells me he ends up back in the lineup for that playoff run.
By the way, I know they're a run team, and I know how far they go will be dictated by what they do with Saquon Barkley. But on the very first play of the game, I'm throwing a pass that has to be completed just to get some yards because they didn't have any in the second half last week. None. No passing yards. That's terrible. They got to get their passing.
They still won the game because the Bills decided to go for 2 and didn't hit that.
Wild.
The Eagles, 6.5-point favorites in that game, and both of the guys on Philadelphia to cover that number and put some pressure on the Chicago Bears, who are also playing at 425. We'll pick that game in just a little bit. Chiefs and Raiders. Kyle's on the call.
You're on the call.
Yes, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to even say about this. I'm so excited for this game. So much history, so much hatred for both these teams. I'll give a little bit of a story time here. I signed to the Chiefs for my last year of football in the National Football League. I went out to practice wearing the cleats that I had been training at home in because they were broken in. Nobody wants to wear new cleats. It's like new skates. You don't want to do that. Blister City. I go out there, and Andy Reid looks at me. He's like, go back inside and change. And I was like, what the? He's like, your cleats. I was like, what's wrong with them? He goes, they're black. And it was like a Raiders week. And gosh, I didn't realize how much these two teams hated each other. Obviously, growing up in a Raiders household, you understand hatred for other teams, but I just thought the Raiders hated everybody. Turns out the Chiefs hate them just as much. So week 18, a lot to look forward to in this matchup. The future for the Raiders, the future for the Kansas City Chiefs. What are they going to do in Patrick Mahomes' stead? Check it out on Sunday.
There was some, back in the 60s, there used to be some really nasty brawls between those two teams. They clearly hate each other. Who's your pick?
I don't have a pick.
Oh, why not?
You'll have to find out on Sunday.
Why aren't you picking the game?
Can't pick the game.
Because I'm calling the
Can't
game.
pick the game.
I can't pick the game.
I got silver and black in my blood, and I've got red jerseys in my closet. So there's I'm torn.
Brady Quinn used to do that. I'm calling the game. Therefore, I cannot make a pick.
Let me do the Brady Quinn.
I'm taking the Chiefs. I think, look, what we saw from the Raiders is just awful. It's awful. They can't stop anybody. Their offensive line, there's a lot of bad offensive lines in the league. What the Raiders are putting on the field right now is the worst of all of them. And so I think the Chiefs, I do think they're not going to play inspired football because they haven't playing for nothing either. I thought they did play inspired football at home, their last home game. It might have been Travis Kelce's last home game. This might be Travis Kelce's last game ever.
Uh-oh.
So
is Taylor Swift coming to the game? Do we know that yet?
I don't know.
Because you'll be talking a lot about her if she's in the
will.
I don't know.
You better do your homework.
Okay.
Do your prep work. I'm taking the Chiefs here. I think the Raiders are so bad. And by the way, if you're the Raiders, why in the hell do you want to win this game? You don't. You want the number 1 overall pick.
A loss would lock that up.
I'll see you guys there on
the
CBS.
Raiders.
Yeah.
All right, 4:25 Eastern time. Looking forward to hearing from Kyle in the booth.
N/A.
Yeah, but you got to make a pick on the side for the records.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm
you
allowed
do.
to do that.
Yeah, you are.
You got what do you got? You're gonna have.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. You agree on
I
everything
don't think
else.
it'll matter, to be honest with you.
Well, might as well pick the Raiders because that'll give you a chance to make up some ground on old Pete.
I'm bullying him again.
All right. Patriots are hosting the Dolphins, and if the Broncos somehow lose to the Chargers, this would be for the 1 seed. On the final Sunday of the NFL regular season, we have more late afternoon games than early afternoon games. 6 early, 7 late. We picked the 4 on CBS. Here are the 3 other 4:25 Eastern time kicks, including Patriots, Dolphins. Patriots 10.5-point favorites here. They get the 1 seed with a win and a Broncos loss to the Chargers. Pete? What's the temperature? We better check that for Miami going
I don't
up.
care. The number's bloated. It's too high.
Too high?
It is for me. I think Dolphins. Now that Tua's not in there, they can actually. The ball actually went down the field a couple.
Quinn Ewers, the future of the program.
He's going to probably be the future next year. I mean, I think he plays next year. I think he's earned that right, unless he goes up here and just totally is a disaster, and I don't think he will be. And they'll run the ball. They'll stay in the game. They're not going to win the game, but I think Miami's going to hang around and play and keep it within the number, so I'll take the Dolphins here.
Interim general manager Champ Kelly has done an awesome job. I haven't been in the building. I don't know what's been said, who he's talked to sternly, but it feels like this team has taken the field with a gusto that we haven't seen in a while in Miami. But that being said, I don't think the points are big enough. Give me the New England Patriots. I like that group.
So you're giving Champ Kelly the credit for firing up.
I'm giving Champ Kelly a lot of credit. I know he's a guy, from my experience in Chicago, he's a guy that would be rubbing elbows with the players in the locker room. You'd have conversations with him. He'd gauge how things are going, and he'd take feedback. Sometimes he'd give you feedback, whether it's something you want to hear or you didn't want to hear.
Coach Kelly, I like it.
He's a great guy.
Temps will be in the mid-20s, by the way, for that game with Miami going up north.
20s.
And I'll have a lot of big decisions to make here.
It feels like it's in the mid-20s down here today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, tough.
Freeze warning down in South Florida.
My
Lions,
goodness.
Bears in Chicago. It'll be cold there as well. Pete, is it getting loose?
Did you see what it says right over there?
What?
Woo! You know it's getting loose. Can the Bears stop anybody? No. Can the Lions stop anybody? No. So what does that mean? It means they're going to go up and down the field. Look, the Bears can't rush the passer at all. And the Lions can't cover on the back end at all. And that's a major problem. You're going to see 2 quarterbacks. Look, I know that people say, well, Goff outside hasn't played well, but that hasn't necessarily been the case this year. He didn't play well last week. I think he plays well here. I think there's a lot of points here. I'm going to take the Lions. I think the Bears win the game, but it's razor thin close. I'll take the points.
I think it could either be way over, way loose, or it could be so much below the total because of the conditions. We're going to see running the football. You're going to see them try to get out of the stadium quickly. That being said, I've got the Chicago Bears in this one. They got their butts whooped by this Detroit Lions team early on in the season. Don't forget, this is where Ben Johnson was. Don't forget, those are his old homies on the sideline. He's going to try to crush
What's the
them.
handshake going to be like with him and Dan Campbell after the game?
They're going to lock biceps or something.
Yeah. But it's not as frigid as the one he has with Matt LaFleur.
Oh, buddy.
That one's a little frigid.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love a good rivalry.
That's why I want to see the Packers at the Bears in the playoffs.
LaFleur said, I don't even know that guy.
If the Bears win this game, it will be Bears-Packers in Chicago. Would you, if you're the Bears, all that history?
What more could you ask for?
Packers, you want to play the Packers first round of the postseason, or would you rather see, I don't know, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks?
The way the Packers are constructed right now, banged up as they are, you'd probably rather play the Packers.
ASAP.
Although the Packers should have beat them the second time.
They didn't.
No, but onside kick. You're torn beating that game. You're a Packers fan too, so it's tough for you. I get it.
Security!
Lambeau leap.
He's doing that thing again.
Getting loose. Bears and Lions, over 50 is what Pete Prisco says. How about Cards and Rams? The Rams can clinch the 5 seed, and, well, they could try to. They could set up a game. What you want to try to do is get into that 5 seed so you can play the NFC South division winner.
Of course.
You have to go on the road, obviously, but it's either Panthers or Bucks.
Or if you're the Rams and your options are to play the Panthers, the Bucks, or the Eagles on the road, you want to be the 5 seed. You definitely want to be the 5 seed. And, McVay has rested guys in the past. I don't think he's going to do that here. I think they're going to play guys and try and win this game, particularly since they haven't played that well. You're going to go.
What's happened to them lately?
Well, they've had a lot of injuries. The offensive line had 2 starters down the other night, and that showed up. DJ Humphries, woo, what a spinning top he was. He was awful. And then
He's had a good career. He had a rough night.
Yeah, well.
He had a rough night.
For that game, he was a spinning top. Okay, I'll be kind. He was a turnstile.
He was a Walmart greeter. How can I help you?
He was awful.
Come on in.
And defensively, losing Quentin Lake, and most people don't even know who he is. He's a big part of what they do on defense. He's a hybrid guy. He can play in the slot. He can play safety. He can do so many things for them. Losing him, and he might be coming back, has been a big hit to their defense. They've been getting up a lot of big plays. So that's what's happened to them, but I think they'll get it right here. The Cardinals are decimated by injuries on defense. They're terrible, and they have big changes coming. The question becomes, do they have changes with the head coach? I don't know if they will, because I think this is a team that doesn't like firing coaches. They might give them another year, but they have big changes coming.
I just don't see in any universe the Rams not covering 7.5 in this game. And I think Sean McVay, earlier we were listening to his presser, they're going to play these guys. And to your point, they have to get the right seed. They're no longer the number 1 seed, so let's figure out how to best position ourselves. Go win this football game, handle business. I don't see Matt Stafford having 2 of those games in a row. And also, if there's a question mark about why the hell their offense has dipped down, the best guy is on the sideline in a backwards cap and a headset. So when they get him on the football field with Puka Nacua,
the second best guy,
who has become clear-cut the best guy, Puka Nacua. That's who do you guard? How do you guard him?
I think more than anything, missing Jackson at left tackle the other night was worse.
That was bad. Puka Nacua, dude. The plays that didn't even count. By the way,
when I do that, he just ignores me because the offensive line defender comes up.
So much. God, I hate that. We haven't heard the siren in a while.
No, because you haven't defended anybody in a while.
That's good.
All right. Those are the 4:25 Eastern Time games. There are 7 of them, 4 on CBS. These are the picks from the fellas, and disagreements on those first 2. Agree on the Rams, -7.5. Is that going to be a best bet? We've got those still to come, along with one more game. The only win or go home game this week in the NFL. Ravens-Steelers for the division title. It's winner take all, loser go home. Derrick Henry and the Ravens in what could be Aaron Rodgers' last game, and the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
How healthy is he? Can he run? He hasn't been the same for 7 weeks. He just hasn't looked like the same guy. And they're different when he's not out there running around. Now, last week, they did what they should have done in the last 10 minutes of the game the week before against New England. They turned and gave the ball to the big fella. On the rock. And he ran it, and he ran it, and he ran it. And I imagine no matter who plays quarterback, that's going to be the focal point of the offense this week. When you look at the Steelers, they looked lost on offense without DK Metcalf last week. It was just a bad performance all the way around. Rodgers did not play well. But something tells me that the Steelers are going to be in this spot at home against a Ravens defense that's not very good. If you look at the Ravens defense, we talk about what Henry did last week to the Packers? What about what Malik Willis did to the Ravens defense? He completed passes all over the place. I think Rodgers shows up and plays well here. I'm going to take the Steelers.
If Lamar Jackson plays, even if he can't run, that's a threat to that second level of the defense. You can give Derrick Henry the ball, and people's eyes are still on Lamar Jackson. They have to react to the 250-pound train coming downhill. Oh, yeah, behind the 300-pound fullback, Pat Ricard. If the Ravens run that offense and they stick to their blueprint that they did last week, I'm picking the Ravens. But if Lamar doesn't play, I got to go with Aaron Rodgers and potentially his last game at home. I'm making 2 different picks. It's Tuesday. I'm making my own rules. It's week 18.
Wait, so you don't pick one game because you're calling it, and now you're making 2 different
I am
picks in one
picking
game?
the Ravens.
Okay,
I am picking the
is your
Ravens, but
pick.
I want you at home to understand that we don't know if it's going to be Snoop Huntley or if it's going to be Lamar Jackson. And if it is Lamar Jackson, I feel really good about it. But I'm picking the Ravens.
So you got the Ravens as your pick. Okay. Official pick is Ravens because I don't want to hear any of this.
If Snoop Huntley comes out of the tunnel, I'm calling you on Sunday.
No, it
buddy.
doesn't matter. Your pick's in. I got locked in last week on a pick, and I didn't even know, and Jack locked me in, and I had to push.
You know what? It's an 8:20 game. I think that gives Lamar Jackson an extra, 8 hours to get that hamstring right.
So you got the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
Okay.
Okay, the
Give me
winner
Derrick
of this
Henry.
game will be the 4 seed and host a playoff game. But you're looking at the Texans right now is the 5 seed. Does the winner of this game win a game in the postseason?
Yeah, they can.
They can? Okay.
They can.
Even the Steelers, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Negative.
Yeah, I'm negative too. Putting the kibosh on that. Pete, you got one more game day recap.
Yes.
It's been a good season, good first season for you
It's been
guys.
great. It's been fun. We laugh, we joke, we rip.
Sunday at 8:20 Eastern Time, recapping everything that happened, and they will have every game in the books other than that Ravens-Steelers game. Best bets coming up next. The producers have a doozy. So does Kyle. Got your best bets for Week 18. Oh, look who's on top. I had a winner from the great state of Iowa last week, and I've got a
From that
one-game lead on Pete.
that town in 1927 you were standing in.
Yeah, brother. Corning, Iowa. All right, Pete, start us off. What's your best bet this week?
My best bet is the Texans. I think that defense against Riley Leonard is going to be a major mismatch. I think they get all over him. He turns the ball over. And look, it's nothing against the kid. It's just you're throwing him to the wolves. We've seen this play out. Remember when Brosmer went to Seattle and played? He just dominated him. I think this is a tough spot for him. I'll take the Texans minus the 10.5.
Caleb Williams needs 270 yards in Week 18 to become the first 4,000-yard passer in Bears single-season history.
Yeah.
I've got him for the over on yards. That's 237.5 passing yards against the Detroit Lions. I expect them to score points. I expect the Bears to
It's going to get
answer.
what?
It's going to get very loose.
I like that pick. I do too.
I'd say wide open.
He's been over that number each of the last 3 games.
Yeah, I like that pick.
I'm going 49ers at home, getting 1.5 to get the 1 seed against the Seattle Seahawks. Brock Purdy's playing the quarterback position better than anybody, I think. at this
Dancing his
point.
butt off, too.
Amazing. I think it's high school. That's going to get loose. That's going to get loose.
I agree.
Producers, oh my God.
What? This is amazing.
This might be the craziest one of all time. A 6-team money line parlay with all of heavy favorites: Broncos, Jags, Patriots, Texans, Rams, and Eagles. But all of those teams are playing for some kind of positioning in the postseason. That would fetch you plus 176. Okay, maybe.
Which one is in the most jeopardy of losing right there?
You tell me.
49ers.
Yeah.
Well, that's my pick.
Yeah.
He was talking about
I
the
said
parlay. I think it's the Eagles. That was the one that was.
He thinks yours is going rotten.
Good luck, everybody.